Welcome to Teresa Builds. Today we're going to start working on our office. Our office is completely empty. We have no desks, no chairs. All that stuff is in the middle of the ocean on its way here from Korea. So we decided we were just going to buy new stuff because we don't feel like waiting 4 months. But today I'm going to be building my chair. It's the Nexus PINK gaming chair, and afterwards we'll be doing a review on it. So let's get started. First, we're going to open the package and pull out all of our parts. Head cushion, we won't need that yet, so we'll put that over there. We have our lumbar support, which we don't need right now, so we'll put it over there. Hardware. Tilting bowl ×4. Tilting bowl ×4. Bolt cap ×4. Footrest bolt ×2. 2, Allen key, armrest bolt ×4, base bolt ×10, and plate, tilting plate ×4. Okay, we have everything we need. So step 1, we're going to put together the base. Base bolt ×10. 5 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this bolt is what we need, and we're going to need a wrench. And these bolts. When you have a set like this, where they already separate everything for you, I like to just open up the compartments as I need them. This way it keeps from accidentally getting pieces mixed up. I'm going to put each one of these pieces in here. Like this. Almost looks like we have a 5-armed octopus. Now we're going to start putting our bolts in. Always hand tighten first. Never go straight in with the Allen wrench or the screwdriver or drill or whatever you're using. So you're going to hand tighten first, making sure that your holes line up. Then, once you have all the bolts in, you go in the second time with your Allen wrench or your drill or your screwdrivers, whatever your mechanism you're using to tighten the bolts, and you tighten them all down after all of them have been put in and hand tightened for each step. This is a very basic build, not that many parts, so if you have kids that are interested in building stuff, if you buy this chair so far without looking at it, if your kid wants to help you, then I don't see any reason not to let them. Kids building stuff with their parents is a great learning experience. My son likes building things with me all the time, like Legos for instance. Soon we're going to be putting together this. It's the Harry Potter castle Lego set. So not only on this channel we're going to be building furniture or decorative items, but we're going to be building Legos, we're going to be building all kinds of stuff. So we'll have to check back on the channel regularly to find out what we're building and if it's something that it might be interested in buying to build yourself, by yourself, or maybe with your kids, or even with your spouse. Building things together can be a great time to bond as a family, especially with like one individual or one-on-one. Now I wouldn't have like 3 or 4 kids in here trying to help me do this. I would pick one to help me build this, and maybe one to help me build the next thing, and one to help me build the next thing. Because too many small hands can cause accidents. So you don't want to do that. But you do want to teach your kids basic engineering, so how to put things together, and you want to teach them how to do it the proper way and the safe way. So yeah, this is a simple build. I do not see any problems so far with having your kids help you. Now that I have all 10 bolts, and I'm going to go in and tighten them all down. Sorry if this room echoes, there's nothing in it right now. Like I said, we just moved here from Korea. We were in Korea for 3 years. My husband was working for the government for 3 years, and I found out my cancer came back, so that told us we needed to move back to the States so I could be closer to friends and family and stuff like that. But then also, when the government shut down, truthfully, that was kind of the last straw, and we were like, nope, we didn't get paid for that whole time the government was shut down, and we had to pay everything out of our pocket, and we did not have that kind of funds, and we couldn't even pay our own bills, so we were like, yeah, it's time to get out of government work. Anyway, enough about that. So first we have this. We have all of them put on. Now it's telling us to put the wheels on. It says, ouch. Be careful not to get your hands caught in the gap. So,
if you do have little kids, if you have children helping you, depending on the age, you may or may not want them helping you with this part. Me, I'm gonna rest each leg on my foot, and don't put your hand down here. Put your hand down here to help grip it. Don't put your thumb underneath here or your forefinger underneath here, because that's gonna pinch. That's what they're talking about, pinching it in the gap. So we're gonna sit there, we're gonna push down till it goes in. And it may take a minute for you to figure out that sometimes there's like a trick to these. Either way, it may take a minute for you to figure out what the easiest way is to get these in. Also, be careful because the wheels are sliding on my hands while I'm trying to push, and they can roll underneath this little gap right here and make it difficult, or pinch your hands trying to push them while you're trying to push it in. I'm rotating it as I'm pushing in different directions to see if there is a gap or a trick to these. Say something. So far, I don't see any gap or anything. It's just pushing it in. We try laying this on the floor like this and pushing it in. These are very difficult to put in. So it's taking a lot of pressure, and I still can't get it in. So I doubt kids are going to be able to help with this section. But maybe they can each hand you a wheel or something like that when you put the wheels in. And you, like I said, you have to figure out which way is best for you. Every person is different on their strengths. See, once you get one in, it's pretty easy to put the rest of them in. Just gotta find that sweet spot. There we go. So, all those are in. We now have our base. Okay, now it's telling us to put the airlift in. This just sits in there. There is no screws to pull that in. Important to notice, the bolt holes should be aligned. Under tighten the bolts and then tighten all bolts. Just like we said before, you put your bolts in, hand tighten them first, then after all the bolts are in, you go back and tighten them all together. So that's just them telling you the same thing that I had already said. Seat and footrest. Take the footrest metal bar out. Put the footrest cushion under the metal bar. Footrest bolts too. Okay. So we're going to wheel this out of the way and get our seat rest. Our seat cushion. And pull the bar out. And get our footrest. And this it says over, out, footrest bolts in and into the cushion. Okay, so if you look on here, the footrest has a divoted end and a flat end. The flat end is the end you want up, not the divoted end. The divoted end is so that way the bolt doesn't catch your leg or something later. So that way the bolt has room to make this area flat. So you're going to use a flat end or the smaller circle up against your footrest. So basically, the way this will work is it will slide underneath the chair. If you want to use it, you pull it out, and then you flip it over like that. Ta-da! Footrest done. Okay. Slide in. Tilting assembly. Turn the chair over, and you're going to notice the 4 holes here. 2 here, 2 here. Okay, this goes right here. Okay, this is going to go on this right here. And this is the tilting bolt. Control mechanism. We need the tilting bolts times 4. Again. And tightening. The main reason why we don't want to tighten these or put these in doing it hand tight first because you don't want to strip the bolts or strip the sockets. So if you strip it, the whole thing's no good. You're not going to be able to put it together unless you leave out a bolt, and then that means that it is less safe. So we always want to hand tighten first so that way we do not strip the bolts. Because most things do not come with extra bolts. And there's no way to fix a stripped socket unless you have a special set that's used with a drill to re-bore the socket. And if you're looking for one of those, you can find them on like the Snap-on truck or the Mack truck. These are tool trucks that go by places like mechanics, where mechanics are, like dealerships and stuff like that, and you're able to buy tools. These tools all have lifetime warranties on them, but they're very, very expensive. I was a mechanic for 3 years, and for Kia, and I spent thousands of dollars in tools within those 3 years. I loved my job. It was a great place to work. But I moved and I could not commute that far, so I left Kia. But Kia was a great place to work. They had great employees there. First it was a little rough because they weren't used to females being in the shop because, face it, there's not many female mechanics. So it was a little weird at first, but we quickly got over that. I spent 16 years in the military as well, in the Army Reserve, and it got me used to being around a lot of males and their mannerisms and their way of talking. And I mean, you got husband ladies out there, and guys, you know what I'm talking about. That they have their own way of communicating, and so now it says to put this on there. Go. Now we're to the back. Back and armrest. Let's see. So let's get the seat. This out of the way. Let's take the seat back. We'll lift this up. You want to notice there's 4 holes. I love that they have this cover over it. It makes it look clean and not tacky, because if you saw this just on here like this, it just kind of looks tacky. So I'm glad they put a cover on it. It says up. It says up, outside. So this is the outside. Not like this, like this. And it's going to say plate bracket 4. 4 rectangles, so it says 4 equal bolts. So you want to tighten 1 bolt. And if it gives you a little pressure, it's fine. But if it starts giving you too much pressure to tighten, then stop, go backwards, and then go back. So that way you don't accidentally strip the bolt. And then you go to the opposite corner. And go back down to the other side. And then go to the opposite. So this last one, you can go ahead and tighten it all the way. This is why you don't take all your screws out at one time, because each one of these have a name. And this way, you're only taking the ones out as you need them by their name. Because if you look at a lot of the bolts, they're the same. And on here, they don't tell you like how big they are, how long they are, or anything like that. So you're not going to know what 15 bolts are, the bolt caps go, and stuff like that. So, you always want to keep everything in there. This, well, I think we got the same chair he used. Putting his chair together, I will. Oh, my son's 10 right now, as of the making of this video. He turns 11 this year, and he loves like building blocks and stuff, but he's just not getting into like wanting to build stuff with me. So he has been learning how to cook recently and learning how to build stuff, learning what different tools are. He's a perfect age to learn this stuff. And it's not just for boys, it's for girls too. Teach your daughters how to do this stuff. Guys, teach your daughters how to build stuff. Moms, teach your daughters how to build stuff, because you're not always going to have a guy around, for one. So you won't be able to do things on your own without having to get somebody to come help you. Unless this is definitely a two-person job. Then you want two people to help you. But, you know, and you don't want your daughters completely dependent on men for everything. So, you know, I have a husband. He can build this for me. I can sit back in the chair and just relax and let him build this. But I love building things. I always have. And I think that comes from my dad. When I was growing up, I used to help. We lived in a trailer and we built a house over the trailer, and then took the trailer out, and then we had a house. And used to help my dad and my brother. We used to go up on the roof and help lay shingles and do chalk lines and stuff like that. So I think a lot of my love of building comes from that. But you want your daughters to be just as capable as the men are in their life, at least as much as possible. Obviously, there are things the guys can do that girls can't do, and there are things girls can do that guys can't do. So, you know, that's no way of saying that girls can't do things. I was in the military, you know. I'm one of those females that stuck out like a sore thumb because I wanted to be one of the guys. But I grew up with nothing but guys. I grew up with my dad, my brother, all the neighbors, everybody in the neighborhood was boys, and it was a very small neighborhood. And so it was one of the guys that would be left out. So I grew up being one of the guys. Okay, now we're going to put the armrest on. If you notice, there are nubs here on the sides. One here and this one here. So this comes like this. You're going to open it up. You're going to slide this onto here. And same thing with this. So you got to get it at the right angle. And you're going to get your armrest bolts. And you're going to need 2 for this side and 2 for the other side. Now these, you're going to have to use your Allen wrench for because this has got a depth to it, and you're not going to be able to get in there with your fingers to turn it. But if you have to use something, you use your Allen wrench or your screwdriver, not a drill. Never use a drill except for to tighten. You don't want to use a drill to put anything on anything. So, like if you're working on your car, you don't put your lug nut in the socket of your drill, of your impact, and then put it on the tire, because that's how you strip things out. I know, I did it. When I was first becoming a mechanic, I knew nothing about cars except how to change oil. And I thought want this to be faster, and I stripped the lug nut. And I had to replace that using my own time, and I didn't get paid for it. So never, ever, ever use power tools to put something in until it's already in with a hand tool or by your fingers, and then you're just using the drill or impact or whatever to tighten it. So we're going to put this in here, and this is going in easily. Again, we're not going to tighten it until we have both of them on. After you put those in, there are bolt caps right here. That's another thing I like about this chair, is it has these little bolt caps. And this is for the armrest, and they go on here to cover the bolts, so you're not seeing that nasty hole in those other bolts. Is that done? Sorry y'all, it is hot in here. I had the windows open before I started doing this, and I live in a really, really nice neighborhood now, and a lot of people like to walk in the evenings or in the mornings. And there was a bunch of kids outside playing, and they were really loud, so I had to close the windows, unfortunately. So it's a little warm in here right now. We don't turn our AC on until the nighttime. Unless it's really hot here in the day. But it's beautiful days here, so we just open the windows usually, which is what I was planning on doing. And y'all could watch the sunset behind me, because the sunset out this window is beautiful. And there's a lake right across the street. But it was too loud for all the kids outside. So going to skip that idea for tonight. The next side is just showing you how to work the chair. Now, you'll notice we do have extras in this. This did come with one extra bolt of each size for each piece, and it came with one extra cap. I take these and I put them in a zipper bag, and I put them in my toolbox. I have a drawer, and it's just extra bolts and stuff, so that way if something like my chair, like one of these caps falls off and it's broken, and I can't, or somebody steps on it, or it gets lost, or I find out one of these bolts on the chair doesn't hold very well, or something like that, I can then get one of the bolts out of the bag that belongs in this chair and put that bolt in there. So I'll put these in this little baggie and write bolts, office chair, pink. So save those. You never know when you might need them. Here's the instructions. I usually get rid of these kind of instructions once the part is put together and tested. Just like all the packaging. All the packaging is still over here and over there. We're going to test this chair out, make sure it works and everything. Then we can throw everything away. You don't want to throw away all your trash until after you've already confirmed that the chair works and that there's no issues with it. Because if there is, then you're going to need to take it apart, you're going to need to put it back in the wrapping, back in the box, and ship it back to get a new one. So, and you don't want to go digging through the trash, especially if somebody's cooking or whatever and they threw eggs in there. You never know. So, with that being said, there's my scissors. Here's my punch. We're going to get our backrest. Headrests. I'm going to put them on so this goes this way. This goes this way. Slide it up underneath the chair. This is so that we can adjust it. And then headrest. Goes up here. Got some to try out. And so this chair is supposed to be able to lay backwards so you can rest. So you have sitting up straight, and you have your nice lumbar support down here. Right here, this helps support your shoulders. And so that feels really good. I really like that. But then, you can bring it down. I'm short, so I'm gonna bring it down so that my feet can touch the floor. But if you need it higher, you can make it higher. And then the other one is to lock it. So like if right now it's locked, I can't push it back. But if I want to lean back, I bring that up. And I can lean back. And then lock it wherever I want it, and it won't, see if I sit up, it won't fly up on me. But if I have it unlocked, and I sit up, it's going to sit up with me. Footrest comes out the bottom between your legs, flip it over, and there you go. And then this lays back, and you can go all, you can go all the way back like this. And there you go. Chair complete. Putting for our ratings today, we put it together. Putting it together, I would say a 5 out of 5. It was very easy. The instructions were done very well. It gave you extra pieces if you needed them. And all the bolts were organized, not just thrown in a bag, so you had to sort them out before and figure out which bolts were which. I really like that they were organized in that plastic in the plastic thing. Made things a lot easier. So I'm gonna say putting it together. Instructions were easy to read and understand. The pieces were easy to put together. Like I said, the wheels is probably the hardest part to put on this thing, and that's mainly because you just have to figure out which angle you have to move the wheel to get it to slide into the socket. So once you figure it out, you saw how quickly I put all the other wheels on. They just boom, 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 popped on. I would not recommend kids putting the wheels on. Everything else a kid can help you with. The wheels I would definitely leave to a older teenager or an adult, just because of that pinch risk of pinching your fingers in there. We don't want any hurt fingers or boo-boos for the little kids. So we're going to not worry about that. Comfortability, this is pretty comfortable. I like that I can lay back in this and it props my legs up. I can rest my neck on, and for you women out there, your ponytail or your hair tie or whatever isn't stabbing you in the back of the head, because you have this neck rest and your neck is what's resting, not your head on the hair tie or hair clip. So I actually really like this neck rest the head neck rest right here. Because women, I don't know how many of you out there have done this before, where you went to go lay down, you forgot you had a hair clip in your hair, and you hit your head and it stabbed you or jabbed you in the back of the head. Does not feel good. So, neck rest, 5 out of 5. Lumbar support. This is great lumbar support. So it's soft, but firm enough to give you support. So I'm gonna give that a 5 out of 5. Comfortability. This chair is very comfortable. It is very, the armrests don't feel like really, really hard, but they feel firm enough that they feel firm, but not hard. The seat is very comfortable. The leg rest is very comfortable. I would give this chair a 5 out of 5 again. Easy. Ability to use, definitely 5 out of 5. I like the footrest just folds out, folds under, slides in. That's simple. There's a little hook right here too, so if you don't want to look for this, you can even put your little carabiner or something on here, so you can just grab the carabiner and just pull it out like that if you wanted to. But it's got a little thing right here to grab, so definitely like that. I like that it's adjustable. It rolls even on this carpet. This carpet, I love this carpet. It's so soft and feels so good. It's from Better Homes and Garden. Love it. But the only problem is like when I vacuum, the carpet wants to suck up into the vacuum cleaner. Even with the things on the floor to help hold it still wants to slide. But this chair rolls on this carpet very, very well, and that is good. That is very good. Soon our desks are going to be here. I think they will be here tomorrow. And my husband's chair should be here soon. And once we get the desk set up, which are going to go right here, we're going to have one going this way and one going this way. Once our desks are set up in here and our chairs are set up in here, you'll start finding you'll find more fun videos. We're going to put together the Harry Potter Lego set. We're going to put together a cherry blossom tree It's not from Lego. It's from a Chinese company, but it's a miniature building brick. So the building bricks are half the size of Lego's regular building bricks. They're mini building bricks. So it's a little more difficult and higher advanced, not for little kids. This is for older kids and adults. So we'll put that together. We'll do other Lego sets. Me and my son will put together his Lego set this weekend. He has an Enderman. We're gonna put that together, and we'll leave a review on that. And yeah, so I hope this video was helpful for anybody who bought this chair or is looking to buy this chair. It was bought on Amazon. I believe it was $130. I will put the link in the description below. But the chair, yeah, I give it a 5 out of 5 overall. This feels really comfortable and a really nice chair. And if there comes any problems later down the road, I will pin it in the comments below about what happened in the future if there was issues with this chair or not. But I would like to thank anybody who watched, anybody who's listened, and hope y'all enjoyed the video, and hopefully they'll get better as time goes, being this my first video. But anyway, bye for now. Ciao.